Resistance Training, bringing you another video. Today's video topic is ridiculous strength standards put forth by ass clown YouTube influencers that are going to send you in the wrong direction, and they're going to drive young people to using anabolic steroids because these standards are just so high up there. They're just ridiculous. So let me start off by saying this. If you're truly a natural lifter, what I mean by natural is you've never used anabolic steroids, okay? You've never, ever touched anabolic steroids. That is a true natural lifter, which I am one. So let's get started with this. All right. So you got an ass clown who calls himself a coach out there saying that back in the day, that if you didn't do certain amounts, so like if you didn't reach a 500-pound squat, and I forget what the other ones were, that if you went on PEDs before you reached these numbers, you were laughed at and considered a jackass in the gym by Nobler, some other guy, some other YouTube jacked up steroid using idiot. All right, so that's what he states, okay? But if this were true, then why hasn't he advanced all these years? He looks relatively the same as he ever did, okay? So my point is, I don't want to get too into the weeds on that, but my point is this. And I'm going to give you what I believe to be some very sound strength standards for all natural lifters, regardless of age, okay? First, I'll start off by saying what I can do. Okay, I'm 68 years old. I'm 5'9". I weigh 165 pounds. Here are my lifts, okay, my stats. No BS, no TRT, all natural, okay? Deadlift, 405 for 5, okay? I just hit that this last year, 405 for 5. Bench, 205 for 6, okay, 205 for 6. Squat, 315 for 6. Overhead press, 135 for 8. Bent over row, 2 1/4 for 6. Weighted chin up, 75 pounds for 6, okay. Those are my stats. Now, you may say, well, that's not that 205 for 6 reps. That ain't no big deal. True, I agree. Those aren't astronomical lifts. But remember, my age. I'm 2 years shy of 70. I don't use any drugs. So here's what I think the average person, if you can hit these numbers, okay, if you can do 2 1/4, 225 for 5. 375 for 5, 405 for 5, 225 for bent rows, okay, 150 for 8 reps overhead pressing, okay, and 100-pound weighted chin up. If you reach those standards, you are stronger than all the influencers on YouTube. You're stronger than the coach by tenfold. And what do I mean by that? Well, the coach is on TRT. He's on anabolic steroids. He's a cheater. He's cheating. He's cheating you. He ought to have on his videos, when he gives out his diet advice or his coaching advice, he ought to have a disclaimer. The advice you're about to receive is tainted because I'm on anabolic steroids. So take what I say with a grain of salt. That's what the disclaimer should be. So everyone knows and realizes it. Because guess what? He's weak. He's weak. He's 47 years old. He's 20 years younger than me. 20 freaking years younger than I am. Okay? If he were to go off all TRT and all whatever the hell else he takes, if he were to go clean for a whole year, let's see what he pulls off the floor. Let's see what he looks like. If he looks bad now, okay, imagine when he's going to look like a year off all the fake horse shit that he's taken. All right. So, and that's just not coach. That's a majority of all these other guys. If they're on drugs, why? And here's what my philosophy is. I will not take any advice from anyone that's on anabolic steroids or on TRT. That is training advice. That is diet advice. And any type of advice from these people is worthless. It doesn't. I see you later. I got to go now. Okay, it's been nice talking to you, but I got to go. It's horseshit advice. They have no clue. Okay, sure, they may have been in the trenches when they first started lifting out, but look, I'm a real visual person. When it comes to looking at women, I'm visual. I'm a visual individual. Okay, I will not see a doctor if I go make an appointment with a doctor, the doctor walks in the room and he's obese, I'm out of there. Why would I want to take advice from a guy that doesn't take care of himself? Looks like shit, he's obese. Why would I want to see a doctor? Why would I want to see that guy? What advice is he going to give to me? Okay, the same, if I want to run a 4-minute mile, why would I ask a guy who's running a 12-minute mile? Horseshit, that's bullshit. And the same goes to these fitness influencers. When I watch a new influencer, the first thing I do if I'm browsing, I get their name and I search like crazy to see if they're natty or if they've ever used drugs. If I find out or any kind of suspicion that they're on something, boom, I'm out of there, deleted. I don't watch them anymore. Done. There's no rhyme or reason to even listen to what they have to say, because they're never going to convey to you how to really build muscle and strength, because they're cheating. Again, they're cheaters. They're cheating. They cheated their way. Okay? So, and lately he's taken this about face. He's all this vegan, 90% vegetables and all that. What he doesn't realize, being on TRT is very, very dangerous for your heart. Very dangerous. More so than watching your stupid ass saturated fat. All right. Enough of that. I don't want to go into all that horse shit. It's just a bunch of horse shitters that just talking horse shit. Have some coffee there. Anyway. All right. So don't take advice from people that are on substances. You're spinning your wheels. They're not going to help you. And all right, I want to get into a video I watched the other day. I watched a video from Lyle McDonald. I love Lyle McDonald. He's the only true guy out here that knows what the hell he's talking about. And he's drug free. He doesn't have. I don't know if he's never used them, but he's a natural. To me, he's a natural. And I've researched the guy. He doesn't look to appear to be that he's ever used any substances. And he's down to earth on the shit that he talks about. He's a true scientist when it comes to this physical culture. All these other guys are on gear. They're all fucking telling you horse shit, high volumes, and all this horse shit that's going to destroy you. It's going to fucking put you in the graveyard. All right. So he did a video the other day, and it was entitled a question and answer video, and it was talking about, question was, what halts muscle growth? In other words, why do we all reach a certain genetic point where we can't keep building muscle? And basically he said that we don't really know. There are some theories out there, but we don't really know what's caused, why genetically some people stop and some people genetically can keep on getting bigger and bigger. Okay, it's all individualized. So the point I wanted to get across is it's very interesting, and I've been experimenting with different philosophies and ideas. And I believe that infrequent training, in other words, desensitizing your body. When you work out all the time, your body just gets accustomed to the same repetitious work over and over again. And there's no soreness anymore. You don't get the soreness. You don't get the DOMS. You don't get any of that. So that kind of disappears, because you're like a guy that goes to work and chops down trees every day. You know, the first couple of days you're real sore, but now you're not sore anymore. Is it getting used to it, or who knows? But when you stop and then go back and do it again, you get the stimulant. So I believe that desensitizing the muscles and then re-hitting them again, there's something there. I'm still trying to figure it and weigh myself through this, but I think there's something there that creates a much better profile for building more muscle and strength as you go along. And he made a really important point in that question and answer. He talked about farm guys, how when guys that work on farms are just big old boys, they're huge, and they don't lose that size. Even if they stop working out in the farm, they still stay big. Okay, it's called farm strong guys. They're just big guys. They're strong and muscular. So I have to rethink my whole philosophy on training. Okay, and believe me, I've been dipping in and out of this type of philosophy, and I've been training that way. I train infrequently. Okay, I train when I train. I hit very hard. I go hit hard and then out. I'm in and out of there. Get out of there, and then get good quality protein in. You know, gotta have good quality protein to facilitate your growth after you work out. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that. And I think for naturals, that's the only way we can really train to get strong and big. And Stuart McRobert, hard gainer, he's done so much. There's so much information on his books and all. I think he had it right all along. He figured it out that if you're not using drugs, there's no way that you're ever going to be like these guys that are on steroids. It's just, you can't train like them. You can't eat like them. There's just no way. You will not achieve the results that you're looking for. And to be honest with you, these guys that are on all these drugs, they're very unhealthy people. Their lifespans are going to be shortened just because of the fact that they're using these substances to push the body beyond their actual limit of what the body can actually do. Because your body would not allow you to go. That's why when I said my strength standards, if you're starting to deadlift 500 pounds and squat 500-600 pounds, your body and bones are not made to be able to do that. That's why I believe another reason why there's a cap on your system, your body, and the cap, and the brain knows how big your bone size are, how your bone structures are made up. It'll set that governor. So once you hit a certain amount of strength and muscle, it won't allow you to go any further. And if you cheat and figure out a way to go beyond that, you're going to get snapped up and you're going to get hurt. And that's what steroids do. They will allow you to exceed your body's capabilities of what it naturally would not be able to do. There's no way your bones, your hips, your body structure is made to squat 500 pounds. It's just, that's why these guys, these old power lifters that are on gear, they have all kinds of freaking energy, all kinds of back problems, hip replacements, shoulder problems, you name it. But if we do this correctly and in a healthy manner, we can avoid all that, and it'll make our body stronger. Once it's done in the natural realm, you will be healthier and stronger and extend, I believe, your life, because it will stop sarcopenia from happening. I mean, it's going to happen, but you're going to prolong how much further you can age without deteriorating completely. And it'll keep your bodily functions working properly because more muscle is going to help you as we go along. So I just wanted to get that out there, that drugs is not the way to go, okay? And then I want to say this. If you reach those standards that I just said earlier, you are stronger than the coach. You are stronger than all these YouTube influencers by far. And you should be proud of those lifts. Those lifts, it will be hard to get those. If you're a natural lifter, it will be hard. And some people will arrive at those and even surpass those. So I'm not saying those are the cap. I'm just saying if you reach that level, 90% of the people out there walking around can't do the lifts, the weights that I just mentioned. Do you know that the military, the Army, the Marines, these guys, they can't even get recruits? Because they can't do the basic pull up and push up and run a certain distance. I mean, I know people that can't even do 2 pull-ups. They can't do 10 push-ups. So believe me, when I say a bench press for 225 for 5, you're ahead of most everyone out there walking around. Seriously. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. So remember, you're stronger than all those fake coaches out there. And remember, don't take any advice from these ass clowns out here. Don't take any training advice from them, and don't take any diet advice, because they're charlatans and they're pulling your leg and they're horse shitters. That's all I got to say. We're out of here. Resistance training. Let's find the button here. All right. Ciao. We'll see you next time.